Inanna, the Sumerian goddess of fertility, war, and beauty, was one of the most powerful divinities in Sumerian mythology. She was the daughter of the powerful moon god Nannar and the moon goddess Nigal. Over time, Inanna became a powerful and beautiful goddess. She began to seek adventures, journeys, and experiences that helped her to be a better goddess in the world. Thus, the beautiful goddess looked for a place to establish her kingdom and decided on the Temple of Inanna. This was a beautiful kingdom that was hidden in a swampy region, and absolutely no one knew its location, except a humble fisherman from Uruk. This sacred temple was meant for the sky god Anu, but Inanna claimed it for her own, so she went in search of the fisherman to guide her to the temple. Delighted, the mortal told the goddess where the kingdom was located. Inanna asked him to be her guide to the sanctuary, and so he took her for several days sailing down the river until he finally found it. Filled with happiness, Inanna traveled through each of the places of Inanna, and with each step she took she was truly amazed and in love with the temple. Anu, god of heaven, seeing the love and passion that Inanna felt for what would be her temple, approached the goddess and gave her the temple with gentleness, so that she could reside there forever. In that place she established her temple, and her desire for power increased, for she believed that she could get everything she wanted, using her powers and her cunning. One day Inanna was walking along the banks of the Euphrates River, and in the distance she saw a beautiful, shining tree floating. Attracted by the beautiful tree, Inanna approached it to appreciate it better, and when she saw it up close, her eyes shone and her being was pleased. So, Inanna took the beautiful tree floating in the river and carried it to her temple. There he planted it in his courtyard, and its beauty was even more noticeable. That beautiful tree he had collected was really the tree of wisdom, the tree of life, the legendary Huluppa. This divine tree grew in the courtyard of Inanna's palace and became the largest, strongest, and most beautiful tree ever seen. Unfortunately, its grace attracted 3 hostile and evil creatures that intended to destroy it, settling in it. The evil serpent, the Apsu bird, and the demon Lilith pounced on the Huluppa tree, leaving it, each time they attacked it, lifeless and without beauty. Inanna, tired by the cruel attack of these 3 Machiavellian beings, decided to seek help from her brother Shamash to chase the creatures away, but the sun god refused to help her. Enraged, Inanna asked for help from the most powerful hero of Uruk, the demigod Gilgamesh, to save her beloved Huluppa. He agreed to help her and, with his great strength, took the tree and shook it with great vigor until the 3 ugly creatures fled from the Huluppa, leaving the beautiful tree totally destroyed. Inanna wept disconsolately at the sight of her shattered tree, but Gilgamesh took wood and built her a beautiful throne, thus relieving her pain. Over time, the goddess Inanna longed to increase her power, so she was attracted to the divine tablets that granted absolute power over the universe. But the powerful artifact was in the hands of the god Enki, who ruled the universe and guarded the tablets in his temple. Inanna fervently desired power over the universe, so she undertook a journey to the temple of the mighty god. Enki heard the news that Inanna would be visiting his palace and prepared a great celebration in honor of the goddess to welcome her. Soon after, Inanna arrived to Enki, who received her warmly and with the best privileges of his temple. Inanna, delighted, welcomed the feast in her honor and thought it would be perfect to distract Enki from the tablets. During the feast, Inanna tricked Enki and intoxicated him until he fell asleep and totally lost consciousness. The goddess went to the place where the tablets were kept, took them, and left the palace hastily hiding the tablets so as not to be seen. Soon, however, the god Enki realized the deception and sent Apkala the spirits of wisdom to seek Inanna to retrieve the sacred tablets of destiny. The Apkala rammed Inanna in hopes of taking the tablets from her. However, the powerful goddess easily defeated them by freeing herself from Enki's spirits. With the power of the tablets, Inanna became one of the most powerful goddesses in the world and one of the most worshipped. She became known as the Queen of Heaven, for she held so much power in the world and life, as did her sister Ereshkigal. Both complemented a duality that ruled the world, and as goddesses, they were challenged, as they represented the opposite of each other. Ereshkigal was the goddess of Ikaya, the underworld, and always had a great rivalry with her younger sister Inanna, a rivalry that lasted hundreds of years. because in the beginning Inanna was recognized as sovereign of heaven and earth, while Ereshkigal should be sovereign of the underworld. Until one day the goddess of love, tired of duality, decided to undertake a journey to the Urkaya to confront her sister Ereshkigal and keep all the power in the world. Inanna thought that the most convenient for her was to go down to the underworld to personally look for her sister, so she asked Ereshkigal for entrance, since absolutely no one could enter the Urkaya without the permission of the gods. Ereshkigal accepted her sister's proposal and opened the gates of the underworld for Inanna to descend, but the cunning goddess told her that she would allow her to enter only on one condition. You must remove a garment every time you cross an entrance of the Urkaya. Only if you accept it, you will be welcome in my kingdom. The powerful goddess sent the message. Inanna accepted every condition because her ambition for power led her to not measure the consequences that it entailed. Thus, Inanna began her journey, crossing each gate of the underworld, stripping off her garments as her sister had dictated. As soon as she crossed the last gate, she stripped off her last remaining garment, standing completely naked in front of her sister Ereshkigal, who was anxiously awaiting her. The goddess of the underworld was very anxious for Inanna's arrival, for she had fallen into her trap, since every time she got rid of her clothes, she also got rid of her divine powers. Inanna had not noticed such a hostile trap until her sister began to attack her. The goddess of fertility was truly bewildered, for she felt too weak to be able to fight back, so the goddess of the underworld took advantage of her advantage and slew the goddess. Joyful of her great achievement, Ereshkigal announced the death of her sister in her kingdom, and the world was saddened by the demise of the great goddess Inanna. Years passed and chaos began to reign on earth, because with the death of Inanna no being felt love, and no being wished to mate. The other gods saw what was happening on earth, and very worried looked for Inanna, but Ereshkigal had captive in his kingdom the inert body of the goddess. The god Enki, very worried about what was happening, sent two sinister creatures to look for the body of his sister Inanna to bring her back to life. So, the two creatures went down to the underworld hiding from the goddess Ereshkigal, and would go to rescue the body, which was totally forbidden. But unfortunately, Ereshkigal was aware of everything that was happening in the Urkaya, so he immediately discovered the heralds of Enki. These ones full of nerves began to treat the goddess with obeisance. They gave her an ambitious offering, and little by little they were applying their skills of deception, managing to deceive the elusive goddess, who gave the body of her sister easily. The beast sent by Enki reached Inanna, took her, and quickly returned to the temple of the god. In haste, the god Enki took the body of the goddess and prepared it to give her a hot bath with the water of life. Thus, in a matter of seconds, Inanna regained her breath, returning to life, resuming her position as a goddess, and returning fertility, desire, and love to the world. However, in the underworld the body of the goddess was missing, because her place could not remain empty according to the divine laws of the Urkaya, so Ereshkigal, demanding, asked for her return or disorder would reign in the world. Enki, anguished by the future of Inanna, thought about how to help the goddess and maintain peace in the world, then told the goddess that she should look for a replacement on earth, to be sent to the underworld so Ereshkigal would not enrage. Tammuz, Inanna's beloved husband, with tears in his eyes, took her by the hands, and looking at her fixedly told her that he would be her replacement, that he would be the one to go down to the underworld to take her place, because he loved her so much, that he was willing to sacrifice himself for the happiness of the goddess. Thus, Tammuz left his beloved and descended to the Urkaya, separating himself from her for eternity.